Have you ever been in a restaurant where you're having a conversation with somebody, or you're trying to have a conversation with somebody, and you end up staring at their top of their head or their forehead the entire time? You try to talk to them, you try to do this, you try to do that, but they're just like this the entire time. That's kind of what I want to talk to you about today. Technology is it's such a good thing, but at the same time, it has become a major problem in today's society. People don't know how to have real conversations, face to face, person to person. The most things they do is text, or like rarely do they even call over the phone. Most of it is just texting. So you can be a completely different person through texting than you can be through calling even. But what I want to talk about today is some of the issues facing society, the cause for it, and then hopefully a solution or part of the solution for it. And the two of the biggest issues that society faces today due to technology is the lack of attention span and obesity. Liz Thomas from DailyMail.com says that the average human is awake about 16 hours a day. So that gives us about 8 sleep and 16 awake. And on average, almost over 7 hours of those 16 being awake is spent watching TV. That doesn't include texting or on Facebook or on the laptop or computer. That's just sitting down on our butts, watching TV, watching whatever on TV, and just watching life pass us by basically, and just letting someone else live their life while we just sit on our butts and watch it. And in today's society, kids more than ever are having a hard time concentrating in school. ADHD is on the rise, and part of that is due to diagnosis and realizing that ADHD is much more common. But the other part is due to technology and some of the stuff the parents let these kids do, and it's a struggle for teachers and for anybody else who's in charge of kids, trying to get them to pay attention and to just to listen for the most part. And the other one is obesity. Obesity has skyrocketed just in the last 20 years. In 1994, 19.1% of women were considered obese. As of 2010, just 16 years later, 51.7% of women are now considered obese. And for men, it's just as drastic. It was 11.4 in 1994 and 43.5 as of 2010. Who knows if that number has grown even more in the last 5 years, or if it's relatively stayed constant. But either way, it's just an amazing jump just in the last 15, 16 years. And that, not coincidentally, the jump from technology has grown so much the last 16 years. The obesity has jumped the last 16 years. You look at where we were 16 years ago, or 20 years ago now, in society with technology, and you look where we are now, and you can see why. The cause for obesity isn't the amount of calories that we intake a day. It's the amount of exercise, for the most part, according to medicaldaily.com. It's not the amount of calories or the amount of fatty foods that we eat. It's the amount of exercise that we're getting or not getting in some of these obese people's cases. And that's a constant struggle. And technology has caused a major problem for that. And the attention span, it doesn't correlate well with technology. And the cause of the problem is technology with the attention span. Kids need to be entertained on a regular basis. They need to be recognized, and they need to be, they always need to be looking at something, doing something, or they lose focus and they daydream. Now, kids are going to be kids. That's not the issue. The issue is when they can't concentrate on something for more than 30 seconds without having to go do something, without wanting to check their phone. I've seen 7 and 8-year-old kids on Facebook, on Instagram. That just blows my mind. Most of us, we didn't get our phones until 7th, 8th, 9th, even 10th grade sometimes. But these 7 and 8-year-old kids, they know how to work an iPhone. Like, I think 3-year-olds swipe, hit the numbers. It's just mind-blowing. And the average teenager, it's not just kids, but teenagers, like the generation right behind us, teenagers spend over 80 minutes texting or on social media. That's 80 minutes looking at a screen this big. You know, it's mind blowing statistics. And that was according to medicaldaily.com as well. It's just the technology has become more readily available than it was 20 years ago. There's thousands of channels on TV. There's you can look up anything you want just in your pocket, pulling out your phone, and so it's become more readily available. And technology is supposed to be a good thing, and it is a good thing until it becomes too much. There's such thing as too much of a good thing, because now it has captured our lives. It's the center of pretty much everything that we do. We're checking our phones. According to healthdaily.com, the average person, this is just the average, checks their phone over 150 times a day. 150 times a day. That is a crazy amount of times looking at their phone. But there is a solution. There is a solution to the lack of attention span and to obesity. And the first one from the University of Kent shows for the attention span is it shows that if you get a child to look at an object, an unimagined object, for 2 to 3 minutes a day, that's it. You just have them sit down, just look at that object 2 to 3 minutes, and just have them look at it. Their attention span increased dramatically. Within a week, you could see a difference. And the other thing that we can do as future leaders, as future parents, or even parents now, is just to be parents, to raise our kids with discipline and tell them, go outside for a while. Go, turn off the Xbox, turn off the TV, go outside, play with your friends, go play basketball, go play a sport, pick up a hobby. It doesn't have to be some this crazy thing. It just needs to be. We just need to be parents. We just need to be disciplined and disciplining our kids. Technology is a wonderful thing, and it is a wonderful thing when used correctly. It has been always used correctly the last 15, 20 years as technology has grown, but we can be part of the solution, not part of the problem. Thank you.